welcome to the Express Clydesdales, home of the reigning world champion Clydesdale 8-horse hitch. One of the unique things about these horses is not only their size and power, but only about 10% of the Clydesdale breed are black and white. These horses are quite a bit more rare, and it's definitely hard to find them. We travel all over the country and majority of Canada searching for the right horses for our hitch.
Well, in 1997, Bob Funk was at the Canadian Western Agribition in Regina, Saskatchewan, and I was with him, and we saw some black and white Clydesdales, and Bob was quite intrigued with them and thought they were beautiful animals and something different, the black and white Clydesdales, and I introduced him to Bill Ollie, and Bill Ollie is a cousin of mine from Rollo, Saskatchewan, and I guess between the three of us, that's how it all started.
Well, I get them as babies. I go travel around Canada and select them as, as month-old to 2-month-old, and then go back when they're 6-month-old and pick them up. By then they're weaned from their mother, and I'll haul them back to my farm in Saskatchewan and start with just basic halter breaking, get them used to people, get them used to being handled, their feet picked up, combed and brushed and stuff. And then time they're a year old, they're used to people, they're used to being worked with. Then I just let them grow. Then as 2.5-year-old, they come back into the barn, and I start teaching them about harness and working under the harness and with a bit in their mouth, and then working as a team together. So I have some older horses that are broke and quiet, and I hook the untrained ones with them, and they basically learn from an older brother and start working. I chore with them every day on the farm. I do a lot of my winter work, all the feeding and cleaning I do with the horses. So they have to haul their own feed in and haul their own bedding out. So they have to work every day. When I work, they work. So they go into harness usually around 7 o'clock in the morning. They get fed and harnessed, and by 6 o'clock at night, the horses in harness are turned out for the night, and then the babies come back into the barn.
He keeps all the young horses and purchases the young Clydesdales, and at 3 years old they graduate and move down here to Oklahoma.
Well, we actually get to do a number of exciting events throughout the year with these horses. We travel on the average of 200 days out of the year and do about 50 events and attend about 30 cities per year.
We use the Express Personnel Clydesdales to travel all across North America to all of our franchise offices. We have over 500 offices now in the United States, Canada, South Africa, and also in Australia. And they are utilized for local neighborhood marketing efforts that helps our local franchisees to become known in their community.
One of the most exciting things that we do is we take the horses in during the intermission of the professional bull riding events. And this is a really exciting thing. There's usually a huge crowd, and you've got a spotlight on you, and the crowd gets so excited when you come through these tiny gates, and when you bring such a massive animal through such a small opening, it's always a rush.
Well, we've been proud to be on the PBR circuit for a couple of years with the Express Personnel Clydesdales. It really shows what we're all about, and that we're about the ranching business, we're about the personnel business, and we love these great big horses because they're gentle giants, and they represent the ranch and the personnel side of our business, because we think we're a gentle company and a gentle ranch, so it really fits us well.
Well, Mr. Funk is extremely involved with the rodeo and PBR circuit. He sponsors a number of cowboys, one of which is Billy Etbauer, who is a 5-time world champion saddle bronc cowboy, and then also a number of the professional bull riders as well.
We also sponsor Wayne Knight with the Express Ranch and Express Employment Professional Chuck Wagon Racing Team. We sponsor him throughout the year in the Canadian Professional Chuck Wagon Association and also at the Calgary Stampede. So if you're at the Chuck Wagon races, watch for our wagon. It's the blue and white wagon with Wayne Knight driving. He does a great job, and it's just another one one of those things we're involved with here at Express.
I think one of the highlights of our year is always attending the Calgary Stampede, with everything that goes on there and everything that we have the opportunity to use the horses in, and going in front of the grandstands during the chuck wagon races is always such a thrill. The crowd and the excitement of everything, it's just a really fun atmosphere that we really enjoy.
This Clydesdale Center is officially open.
Another one of the most exciting things that we do is when we're out on the road, we use the horses to raise money for Children's Miracle Network, which is a super foundation that raises money for children's hospitals to fund the treatment of kids who are ill.
We do meet and greet opportunities for our clients and associates to come see the horses, have their pictures taken with them. We also do wagon rides where our clients and associates can come and ride in the wagon and help us raise money for Children's Miracle Network.
Yeah, it's so rewarding to be able to do this and to see when we attend some of the hospitals with the horses and the kids come out and see the smiles on their faces when they see these gentle giants. It's really an awesome feeling.
Obviously, as you can see, these horses create quite a stir. They are a magnificent looking animal. They are just fabulous and breathtaking. And when they come into an area, it attracts a crowd. They are just wonderful.
I have to say one of the most extreme things that we've ever done with the horses is the Rose Parade. In the year 2007, we had the opportunity to pull the Oklahoma Centennial float with an 8-horse hitch of our Clydesdales. And this float was not any average float. It weighed about 15 tons and in length of about 70 feet. It was just massive, and it was so cool because the horses could pull it, but not for 5.5 miles, which the parade was. So we actually had to have a V8 motor inside the float to assist the horses, and it was amazing to do something like that. And of course the whole float is covered in vegetation. It was definitely one of the most exciting things that we've ever done with the horses. This barn that we're standing in right now is the home base of the Express Clydesdale hitch right here in Yukon, Oklahoma. The barn was originally built in 1936 and was restored by Mr. Funk in 1998. Now we open it up to the community and to tourists. We have all kinds of events and functions. One of our largest event of the year is our annual barn party for kids, which is held in May of every year, and it's really a fun event. This year we suspect we had about 3,000 or 4,000 people out here. Mostly kids. We had tons of activities going on, wagon rides, pony rides, and blow-up inflatables for the kids to jump around on, and face painting and a magic show, and I could go on and on. There was just so many activities, and it was a really fun time, and we raised a lot of money for Children's Miracle Network, which was absolutely put the icing on the cake of the whole deal. On a daily basis here at the farm, we're working these animals in the morning. We get up early and feed them and get every horse their daily exercise, and then they're put back in the barn. The horses eat on the average of about 10 to 12 pounds of grain per day and roughly about 30 to 40 pounds of hay. And on a hot summer day, they can drink up to 20 gallons of water. On a daily routine, when we're at home with the horses, they're worked, exercised, and trained at least 4 or 5 times a week.
Our Express personnel franchisees love the Clydesdales. You know, we send out and ask them to give us a proposal for what they want to do for the horses every year, and we have to turn down a lot of them because there's just not enough days in the year for all the requests that we get. It is an amazing neighborhood marketing tool for our offices to use.
The Express Clydesdale Welcome Center is open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then also on Sunday from 12:30 to 5 p.m. We invite you to come out and see the horses, and we hope to see you soon.